So you've seen the narrated PowerPoint that I created on how to brush a 2-year-old child's teeth. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made parts of that video to give you a foundation for creating your own narrated PowerPoint. So your writing process might be a little bit different than mine, but what I did to create my narrated PowerPoint was basically go through 3 major stages of the writing process. First was planning. Second was creation, and then the third was finalization. So here is the planning stage. First, what I did was I found myself waiting before a meeting one day, so I started to take notes on what I had to do to create my narrated PowerPoint. I thought about what my instructional steps were going to be and what graphics I'd have to take in order to create my narrated PowerPoint, what graphics would complement my instructions, and I emailed myself a plan for what I was going to do. Then I had to take those photos and create the script for my narrated PowerPoint. So what I did was I started writing the script. I went and took photos and video, and I created a file on my desktop where I saved all of these files. So you can see here that I have some videos that I took. These are the movie files. I have some photos that I took with my camera and uploaded to the computer. I also took some screenshots of what I was doing while I was making the PowerPoint, just in case I'd want to use them for this video that I am showing to you now. So now that I have my graphics and I have my script, I know what text I want to include on my slides, I can start creating my PowerPoint slides. So I opened up PowerPoint and I started adding slides for everything that I needed. I knew, for instance, that good instructions would need a title, an introduction, which I gave an oral introduction. I knew that I needed a materials list, so I created slides for my material list, and I will just show you a few things that I did here. First, you can see that I added some photos to my slides. You do this by going to the Insert tab. You can insert pictures from that folder that I had created for myself where I put all of my graphic files. I also had some video files there that I created, so I can insert my video files here. And then once I insert them into the slide, I can actually edit them a little bit. You can see that with this picture selected, you can click on the Format tab at the top of PowerPoint, and I can show you I added a picture effect to all of the pictures in my slideshow by clicking on Picture Effects, Glow, and this is how I got that little blue glow behind all of my photos. I thought that was something that added a little something special without distracting from my instructions. I got a little trickier in my materials list because I actually formatted my photos so that part of the background was eliminated, so that as I clicked through my slides, each material, each tool I was talking about would be added on a separate slide. I did that right in PowerPoint. I didn't even need a photo editing program. And I did that by removing the background here using this tool in the formatting toolbar. And I can show you too that I actually had the same text on all of these slides. It's just that the text here is actually white instead of blue. So you can see if I change the text to red, you can see that it's actually there. So that's the little trick to how I did that. And then to get those 3 separate slides, all I did was right click with my mouse and duplicated the slide so that all of the text and the graphics were in the same place. So my next step was to actually narrate my slides now that I'm happy with them and they're all created. So the way you do this is it's easy to start right from the beginning of your show. You go to Slideshow and then Record Slideshow. So I'm going to start recording my audio right from the beginning from this first slide. If you remember, I had a little introduction that I was going to read from my script. So you just click on that, click on Start Recording, And then you have a recording button up here that tells you you're recording. So right now, PowerPoint is actually recording everything I'm saying and assigning it to this slide. If I click through my PowerPoint, now my audio is connected to this slide. So that's why when I set up my script, I did it by slides. So I knew exactly how much text I wanted to read for each slide. Then when I'm done recording, that goes through. Then when I'm done recording, I just click ESC or stop recording, and then I can go back and listen to my text by viewing my PowerPoint and seeing whether I like the way it turned out. Recording, and then you have a recording button up here that tells you you're recording. So there we go. If I'm happy with the way it is, then I save my file. And then once I'm happy with the entire PowerPoint, the graphics, the audio, I can save my PowerPoint as a video. And I do that by going into the File toolbar and clicking on Save and Send, and then choosing the video option right here under File Types. So I'll click on Create Video. Since I have recorded timings and narrations, I want to make sure that this option is clicked, and then you can see if you click on this, you can take it off by not using recorded timings. But since I have narration, I want to use that. And then I click on Create Video. It gives me the option to name my video. I already recorded it before, so I'll do this one as 2. Save my file here, and now PowerPoint is going to convert that PowerPoint file into a video file. It takes a little while because this is a bigger file than just a text file. I have lots of photos and graphics in it, and I can see how long it's going to take down here. And then go check out my video once it's done.